Hello, muscle machines and deformed car fans. I've always known about muscle machines. The reason being is I used to have this. It's a 1/18 scale PT Cruiser, or PT Loser as my friends would call it. Yeah, because I had a silver PT Cruiser back in the day. And so I always knew about muscle machines, but I've been avoiding collecting these so-called 1/64 scale ones because they're bigger than 1/64. But when I saw this thing online, this is the redo of the famous Hasemi Racing Skyline, but this is an R34, and I've actually reviewed the Inno64 version of this, but now we have a deformed version, so I'm gonna probably go down this path of collecting a few muscle machines now. I like deformed cars. I like them more than realistic looking cars, because the realistic looking models usually have problems, whether it's decals or like misplaced something or something wrong. But I don't really care about cartoon cars if they're perfect, you know. I don't expect a cartoon to look perfect. So I actually have grown to appreciate the deformed cars more than the realistic looking ones. I bought this from AliExpress, which might explain why there's all this Chinese text going on there. It's interesting. There's just all sorts of added on stickers, but there's something totally missing here. And then this is a sticker too, this 26. So, I see, this is probably model 26 in this wave. Muscle Machines has been around for over 20 years, right? So I can't imagine how many models they've put out in that time. But if you want to learn about them, George's Miniatures Cars has a channel on YouTube, and Red Room Diecast. Those guys, have been collecting these things, so they might have, a lot more to share than I do. So that packaging, I guess it's alright for retail, but I just threw away a bunch of plastic and stuff that's going to end up in the ocean. This does have a nice, base plate and all that stuff. Tells you the brand and what the car is and where it is in the series. And this thing pops up, I believe. Yeah, so... Okay, so you can do that. And then the wheels will sit in this recess, so it doesn't want to fall out so much, but... I feel it would have been nicer just to not have the stand and have a cheaper toy, because honestly I'm not going to ever use this, so this unfortunately is going to become garbage and pollute the planet more. At some point in time Maisto bought out Muscle Machines several years ago, I guess, but I remember them from the original runs from that PT Cruiser. So let's take a look at the deformation here compared to the photos of the real car. So you can see it's definitely looks taller and chunkier. Lengthwise though, it's definitely shorter, but it's not nearly as short as like say a Chorokyu. But you do have the staggered tire size. So yeah, it's kind of like a Chorokyu in that sense, or certain Hot Wheels with the rear wheel being bigger. And there, yeah, that actually looks alright. So essentially, the back view doesn't look that far off from a realistic looking model. The front, though, definitely looks a little whacked out because the roof really isn't very tall. So it seems proportionally, the side of the body is very tall, but the greenhouse is very short. That's what they're going for. Because look at the wing, it's so, much higher than the roof, where it's more, almost a little even on the real car. Alright, let's get into this here. So, what I'm noticing off the bat is I don't see decals, because this is a toy. I don't think you can have decals on toys because they'll flake off and the kids will eat it. So it's actually a good thing that this is a toy. So I know that all these graphics will stay there as long as the thing doesn't get paint rash. And even if it does get paint rash, it's still going to stay on there. So that's nice. The red here is not metallic, it seems. It's just a red. And then the black is probably painted or printed on top of it. You can see this side exhaust here is really nice and big, silver, and the inside is recessed and painted black. The wheels are nice. They look like the real thing. They're plastic. They got 5 lug nuts there. There's some sort of... I guess that round thing is supposed to be the brake disc. That's part of the wheel. That's fine. But what's really cool is the tires have the printing on there. It actually matches the tires on the real car. And they're printed in a circular fashion, unlike Greenlight. These are actually concentric prints. So that's really good. See, a lot of even like some resin models have misprinted stuff on the tires, so this is really good. Alright, very impressive. I would have to assume this rolls being a toy, and it does. Interesting noise, because it's got treads. And those are some weird treads, though. I'm not aware of a tread ever looking like that. If I had, they look like they would be ice tires or something like that. I'm not sure why that's there. If they literally made 12,340 of this particular one, that would be cool if that's the case. You know, so if anyone has this, please leave a comment. What number do you have here? You know, if they're all the same number, then it's got something else. But if this actually is a series, the serial number, that would be interesting to know. Okay, Muscle Machines there. Maisto, the parent company, where it's made. There's even the website, I think, there, maybe. And then it tells you it's a 99 Skyline GTR R34. So everything I want to know is there, except for the original copyright. Like, when was this originally made? So, I think it was, the packaging said 2022 on it. We have 2 screws holding this thing together. The base is plastic, and you have some undercarriage details with some paint there even. The diffuser looks alright. So, like a sandblasted looking finish. Alright, going around to the front. Well, maybe we gotta finish off the side. There's a hand recess there, the door handle's sticking out. The window molding's sticking out quite a bit, or you could say the windows are recessed quite a bit. Interesting. No black paint there. No. Alright, Liberty Walk there looks alright. All the text looks quite legible. I think there's supposed to be some text up there, but I skipped it. Alright. Sorry, I'm always losing focus. Can I see my fingerprints? Alright, nice tampo printing on the windscreen. I don't think there's an interior at all. Where's my flashlight? Yeah, there's no light getting through. That's a totally opaque piece of plastic, and that's fine. That's fine. As long as we get to see a nice outside. I see nothing related to windshield wipers, but that might be the way that it is. I see some raw metal there. So that was how it was torn off. The die casting sprue. It's possible they may have actually had all these on the original runners, painted it, and then they broke them off after the paint. That's the only reason is I can see about that. So that's a little unsightly. It's too bad. Alright, some molded invents there. I like these molded invents, and there's a, I'm gonna guess plastic, maybe part of the interior. There's a separate piece, so good color separation there. The sponsorship all on this roof looks pretty good. Yeah, the paint is all pretty smooth. Alright. This plastic here. We got the, turn signals, brake ducts and stuff. Nice to see a license plate, LB Performance. There it is again. Nice texture here, and again, I think this is plastic as part of this. Alright, so good color separation. The headlights are just printed on like a Hot Wheels, but they do look like headlights, Unlike unlike Auto Worlds, it's not just a solid blob of silver. So that's why I don't collect those cars. You haven't seen an Auto World review here in probably a year, because they're just weird. Why they want to just print lights on like realistic ones, or really have plastic inserted lenses like Greenlight does a lot. Alright, this side here, I guess it's a mirror image. I don't see a fuel filler on either side. Alright, more printing here in the back windscreen. And then a 3-strut wing. Must be a separate piece. I see a little bit of a gap there. Some bolt details there. Nice printing up here again. Oh, look at that. Unexpected. They printed on the bottom of the wing. Alright, we got some raised taillights, a different red. A nice license plate again. And then, yeah, the diffuser. It actually is diffusing, going to the tire. So very cool. See, so this makes me happy, There's really nothing to complain about. This toy, granted, it was really cheap, by the way, is better executed than a lot of scale models that are like 3 to 5 times as much. So, yeah. So I hate to say it, guys. You're gonna probably see less of the realistic videos because I've already collected all the ones I want, but I haven't collected all the goofy looking things like this. So I'm going to continue collecting deformed cars. Yeah, I'll still continue collecting realistic ones, but they don't make me as happy. What are the dimensions? Or let's compare it to some other things. So here's the Inno64. Unfortunately, I can't get the cover off. These weird choices with this fake leather stuff. I can't even take the cover off, so I can't showcase that product properly. If we look at the overall length, it seems to be longer in 164, but this is obviously wider, and it's going to be taller as well, I think. Oh, really? It's not. Well, it's hard to say because this is on a display stand. So, all right. Well, anyways, you can see the differences there. Here's the Chorokyu version of the classic original silhouette racer. So I think this is like a DR31, whereas the remake is an R34. And then here's a Chibiko version of that as well. So we have three kinds of deformed Hasemi silhouette racers. The two originals and then the two remakes. Alright. Well, pleasantly, now that I've put it next to a 164 scale, and it's not significantly longer, and it's not significantly taller, it's just significantly wider, I can deal with that. I feel better now. I'm basically talking myself into collecting more of these things. I didn't want to, but this car is cool, and this is starting something new here on this channel, apparently. Alright, well, I gotta say, it looks nice. If you like cartoonish stuff, I mean, it's not deformed a lot. It's not like the Chorokyus. I think I probably prefer the Chorokyus, but this thing has a certain coolness about it, and the quality control is very good. All the printing is very well done. It's only that one little metal being exposed. So it'd be cooler, obviously, if they didn't have that thing there, but this was a cheap toy. At least compared to the other models that I review here. So, alright, well, thanks for watching, guys, and again, you can watch George's Miniature Cars or Red Room Diecast and catch up on some of the other ones. If anyone knows of an online resource of every casting made, I don't know if it's on Fandom or not, but that would be interesting to look at, and perhaps dangerous to my wallet, though. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next Muscle Machines video.